This clip is sponsored by Wash and Go, and that can only mean one thing. That's right, I'm surrounded by a sea of green. By now you should know that Wash and Go is the best way to look after your luscious locks. I mean, look at what it's done for mine. Fantastic. But you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at some of the 600 plus unreal reviews on their Amazon page. Linda from the United Kingdom says, well, it smells lush and leaves hair smelling fresh. Fantastic, Linda. Kindle customer JSB says, product arrived as advertised. Always very important. Always important to know that, Kindle customer JSB. And finally, my personal favourite, it's shampoo and it works for me. Absolutely fantastic there from Casey. It is indeed shampoo and also a conditioner. If you want to get your Wash and Go today, then hit the link in the description and get your bottle sent to you today. And remember, it's a shampoo and it works for me. Headline we seem to get used to. Our owners are a joke, and so is our football club when it comes to actually trying to be significant and challenging on the pitch. And some people might not like that harsh truth, but everywhere we turn in yet another transfer window, we are an embarrassment. We've seen Man City buy Alvarez for the summer. They're top of the league. They're competing for the Champions League. They're having a good season. We're now seeing Liverpool, another club, miles ahead of us. Our biggest rival in history, size of fan base, ambition of the fans, certainly, miles ahead of us. They're buying a player in Luis Diaz from Porto as a replacement long-term competitor for two of the best players in the world in Salah and Mane. Whereas United idly sit on their arse acting like Billy Big Bollocks over people leaving when we've got a massive hole in our midfield. You know what? I feel like going round with a big pint of coffee into the United boardroom and saying, sniff that and wake up. We don't have a midfield. We're fighting for fourth. We are actually having a crap season, and you're sat there thinking everything's fine. Let's show how powerful. Like bloody bullies. We're acting like stupid schoolground bullies who, you know, haven't got any mates, aren't very good at anything, but we've got these people that we can bully and say, you're not leaving for Newcastle, you're not leaving for Palace, and we probably will let them go in the end. But you know, it's like a big dog playing with a spider. You know, it's much bigger than them, and it's like, you're not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere. While all the other dogs are playing, I don't know, playing on the beach with a stick or something like that. I'm just, you know, there is updates to give you, but every update this morning is about something that's not going to bring us any real improvement. We're not going to bring a midfielder in. Effectively, Simon Stone this morning is saying it's expected that Manchester United will let Donny van de Beek go by Monday. Oh, what a surprise. What a surprise that the Donny van de Beek deal that could have been done on Tuesday is going to be done 6 days later on transfer deadline. And I wonder if Jesse Lingard will be done on transfer deadline as well. And I wonder why we're holding those deals out till Monday. I wonder what it is that United are trying to avoid on Monday by dragging out Van de Beek and Lingard's loan deals. I wonder what it is. I wonder why they want Lingard and Donny van de Beek leaving to be the big story on Monday. Because what they don't want to do is be efficient with these loan deals and leave themselves with 3 or 4 days before the end of the transfer window where loads of our rivals are doing business and everyone's going, why aren't you? Why aren't you? And I'll tell you why we aren't doing any business. Because we are pure and simply incompetent. That is what we are as a football club. We can all argue amongst ourselves. We can all argue who's a proper Manchester United fan. We can all argue who's the toppest red of the Reds. But the reality is, we should all be united on the fact that the apathy in this fan base is pathetic. And I put myself included in this. It's absolutely pathetic what this football club has become and is allowed to become because of these owners and bullshit that they feed out all the time, that we've swallowed so much of it that we actually like the taste of it. You know, I actually feel that as a fan base we like the taste of bullshit that comes out of that football club. Because what have they done this transfer window? Let's just have a look at some of the stories, shall we? So Luis Diaz is actually a player that United were linked to. Manchester Evening News this morning, United are astounded that their name has been linked to Luis Diaz. We've never shown any interest in them. Oh, I mean, why bother putting that out? Why bother putting that out? Like it's a good thing. Oh yeah, he can go to Liverpool because we were never looking for him anyway. It's like taking pride in the fact that you're not ambitious. We were never even in for him. Leak that out. Get in contact with the Manchester Evening News and the Athletic. We were never in for Luis Diaz. Yeah, sit down, Liverpool, sit down. Anybody linking us to that? We were never interested in that. Of course we weren't. The only thing we're interested in paying is dividends this month. You know, you've also got Fabrizio Romano talking about Zakaria. Now, let me just remind you about Zakaria, because we had Fabrizio Romano on the show at the start of the transfer window, and he said, keep an eye on Zakaria maybe towards the end of the window. It's a player that Rangnick likes. We've spoken to him in December. He's a midfielder. He would solve a problem. Keep an eye on that deal. Do you want to know where? Do you want to know where that deal is now? You want to know where that deal is now? Because what I do read some people doing is, we were never in for Zakaria anyway. We were never in for Zakaria. He's shit, Mark. When have you watched Zakaria? I mean, just check some of my replies, because these festering turds do exist on Twitter, as we know. Whenever you mention a player, bet you've never seen him. Bet you've only used him on your career mode. Bet you've never watched him. Bet you know nothing about him. Well, I've only been talking about him for about 2.5 years. I've actually done watch-alongs with games he's played in, but don't let that hold you back from your bullshit. I actually think some of these Twitter accounts may well be run by people to actually stir the pot to make Man United look good. I mean, I have got no evidence of that, but sometimes I think the replies are just so bloody ridiculous. But let me just give you the update on Zakaria this morning. It's coming in the next few days, who are eager to get hold of him. So let me just run that one by you. So Juventus, who've won way more titles than we have in the last... In fact, if they gave us one of their titles, they'd still have 5 times more titles we've had in the last 10 years. So Juventus, a much more successful club than us in the last 10 years in relation to trophies and Champions League progression. Juventus want to buy Zakaria, but apparently he's no good. Apparently he's a load of shit. Apparently our scouts, director of football and board were right to say to Rangnick, we don't think he's suitable for Manchester United. Oh my God. Oh my God. Remember, this did come out a couple of weeks ago. United's board or scouts have run the rule over Zakaria and they don't think he's good enough. These are the scouts who bought Fred. These are the director of football who think it's all right to play McTominay and Fred in our midfield. They don't think Zakaria is good enough, but Juventus do. I tell you what, I wonder who I'm going to trust. The bloody jokers at Manchester United who've consistently made bad decision after bad decision over the last decade, or Juventus, who've actually recruited rather well. I mean, they've just bought that Vlahovic as well. So, you know, Zakaria must be a load of shit. I mean, you know, amazing. You know, absolutely amazing. I don't know why I'm moaning, actually. If United don't want to trust Rangnick on Zakaria and Juventus do want to go for him, what am I worried about? What am I even moaning about? You know, we've got the best scouts in the world. We've got the best director of football. We've got the best board. What are we worried about? We're fine. Don't worry about Zakaria. Stick with what we've got. Absolutely fine. They've earned that respect and trust. You know, let's back these scouts. Let's back this director of football. Let's back this board, because God, they've done a cracking job, haven't they, over the last few years? I mean, it's just unbelievable. Unbelievable that there is a midfielder that can come in, play as a holding midfield, release people like McTominay and Fred into their proper position as number 8s, and probably get the best out of Pogba in the next 3 months, because Pogba's gone in the summer. Why would you not bring a holding midfielder in now, when for the last 6 years we've seen Paul Pogba struggle because he's not had a holding midfielder next to him? The only time Pogba's played well for United is when he's had Matic in the team, prime Matic. Not this ageing one who belongs in bloody Vicar of Dibley. You know, the Matic of a couple of years ago, who was actually just coming towards the end of his prime. Why, when you want to keep Pogba, or are you going to get Pogba for 3 months, would you not bring in a midfielder who plays holding midfield? Why would you not do it? And Zakaria may not work, Kamara may not work, but for the price it's going to cost you and their availability, both of them going to cost you about 10 million max in wages and everything. Why would you not do that? I'll tell you why not. Because dividends and incompetence reigns through that football club like a rainstorm. And that's what it comes down to. So, look, you know, we're going to talk about Lingard in a minute. That's not on Rangnick as well. This is another board thing. And this is why this morning I'm just utterly fed up again. You know, it comes in waves. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.